everyone. Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs. Welcome to The Return.
Hold on, let me see your pearly whites, Josh.
Yeah, I just had some dental work done.
Someone went to the dentist. Oh, you had dental work done?
Yes. I didn't just go for a cleaning.
Well, I noticed because,
my face is still partially numb on the side.
Ryan, let me know if you do this. You know when you coming up with a dentist appointment, so you start taking care of your teeth, because I noticed you floss this morning. I'm like, Josh don't never floss, first of all.
I do floss, for your information.
Oh.
I didn't have a problem with that. I just needed, it was some work that was supposed to be done last year that I just didn't have time to do.
A year?
Not a year.
It gets worse. You know,
the calendar year changed. It's still in the beginning. I supposed to had it at the end of the year last year.
Are you numb right now?
Yeah, I'm still a little numb.
My. Josh is doing this show with what side? Your right side?
Left side.
The left side of his mouth numb. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Josh.
Yeah, dedication.
You gotta get a root canal?
I do have to get a root canal, unfortunately, but I'm a veteran to the root canal industry. Unfortunately, got a bunch of.
You don't take care of your teeth.
Football. Nah, I mean,
anyway,
I didn't wear a mouthpiece.
Viewers, welcome to the show. Sorry,
you know that, Ryan?
What?
I did not know that. No.
I didn't wear a mouthpiece.
It's not smart
at
of you.
all.
It's not smart of you.
That's not. But I couldn't breathe.
Oh.
So I don't advise athletes to do that. I didn't know, the science didn't tell me. People didn't explain, like, hey, the mouthpiece is a shock absorber. I wouldn't have had as many concussions if I would have just had the mouthpiece in, absorbing the shock that when I make a hit.
I don't think that's true.
Listen before you judge, but when you make a hit, you clench down, you bite down. If you got something right there, it absorbs the shock, the vibration.
I've seen people get knocked out with, I've seen boxers get
knocked out
with mouthpieces in their mouth, so we're not even going to go there.
It's not about the getting knocked out. It's just my teeth. I've been having, I break my teeth off.
So hold on.
In football, clenching my teeth and getting hit, and then
So it's your choice whether you wear it or not?
No, I was supposed to have it on. Hey, Ryan, I used to puff up my mouth, even in high school,
Like you had it on?
Mm-hmm. In my pad, because the ref will look at you. He not like trying to really look. They just want to see you got your mouthpiece on. They move on. So I used to make it look like I had my mouthpiece on and just puff up my mouth a little bit.
No one's stupid, Josh.
No, long as it looked like it, they moved on. It did work because I never got in trouble. I never had a problem with it. I used to make it look like, and then, towards the middle of my NFL career, I had Invisalign. So Invisalign was approved as wearing a mouthpiece.
So with that being said, I think they probably need to come out with some type of technology where mouth guards aren't as thick, because they are pretty thick, so I can see how it would obstruct your breathing. And you are asthmatic
Visors
too,
as well obstruct your breathing.
Yeah,
so
and all that.
when you put a visor on, but if people wear visor, it's a different type of in shape you have to be, even with a visor. Like when you put a visor on you never wore, you are sucking wind. 20 seconds.
It get all humid in there.
Yes.
So I got in trouble. What was that, Sunday night, for yelling and screaming at the TV?
Yeah.
Okay, the Cavs. I was watching the Cavs game, and Josh thought I got a little
You turned the Cavs on. She had the Cavs on game on before I did.
In the living room, full blast, because
And she was so animated. Oh my gosh! Oh, and they gonna let him just go block it at least.
Yelling. The game ain't even start yet. It was like 20 seconds in. I'm
TV
going
was
off.
behind.
Oh, your TV
My
was
TV upstairs was behind. I was like, man, you being dramatic. I'm like, oh. So I looked up, and when I caught it up, they was out of the game.
Yeah.
And it was in the first quarter. And only a few minutes had passed. They were already down, by almost 10 points. And they never recovered, and it only got worse.
The first guy turned over the ball. I forget his name.
Yeah, and she just kept saying, oh, the guy turned over the ball.
Who's number 10?
Oh, and who is that guy?
Is he playing center?
I'm not good with numbers. What did he look like?
Asking questions
they had him covering Indiana center. He couldn't cover him. Like, swap him out. He can't cover this dude.
He's
not catching no rebounds
cover.
over him. He's not boxing out over him.
Maria watches the game like she's never watched sports before. Oh, that guy, he's not a match for that guy. Oh, that guy, he was too much for him.
I got a skill set,
I'm like,
skill set.
You live in Cleveland.
Amateur.
Like, look, just Google those guys.
Well, I don't need to know their names. All I know is you're not doing your job. I'm like, man, they got to find somebody else to guard him. He's not getting no rebounds over him. That was horrible. Then the first guy at the beginning of the game, he turned over the ball.
They had more fight.
Then once
we did
once the Indiana Pacers, once their teammate got ejected, I said, we're going to lose. Because you know how it's a certain energy you play with when you're like, oh, my boy just got ejected. Oh, I'm about to punish y'all now. And I knew we lost the game at that point.
See,
it was no coming back.
Stuff like that, Ryan, Maria, that shouldn't matter. Like, if I'm a pro, I'm cutting the light switch on, I'm cutting the meter on high, and I'm breaking it off. And I'm going high. It don't matter. And it didn't matter for Donovan Mitchell. Like, he was still out there balling. It was a few times, and you know what I'm talking about because I made you aware of it.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell gave it to Garland, and I was like, Donovan, take the shot.
Take the shot.
Yeah, they were both open. Donovan's like, yeah. He passed it. I'm like, I don't care how much if you miss, Donovan. Take the shot. You the guy. Take the shot. And not to say Garland wouldn't have made it. He didn't. But, you know, when you're the guy, be the guy. And I don't know how much the guy Donovan Mitchell has to be.
Yeah.
For me, it's the supporting cast. LeBron was the guy. We couldn't get it done with him a lot. You need people in a sport where there's multiple teammates. You need your supporting cast. You need other guys to pull their weight. You can be a superstar like Donovan Mitchell, but he can't do it on his own. Those guys on the other team is just as good.
And then what? He get injured. He didn't come back. I had to stop watching. Not that I had blood pressure issues, but I don't want to call that into my life, and so I had to cut the game off. But I heard my mom say he didn't come back after halftime.
Nah, he didn't. Watching the Cavs play, again, I said this last week, they've garnered our attention so much so I'm invested.
Right.
You know, the way they played in regular season, I became invested in those guys. Like, you know, Mobley, you know, Allen. Like, I'm invested. Garner, the way I feel like as a whole, he played significantly better. Their supporting cast, they pulled their weight for the remainder of the regular season.
Regular season, for sure.
It's just in this postseason, these guys seem to, like, you know, and a lot of times people get critical of the supporting cast because this is when it matters. It only matters.
You and
now.
I were having a discussion. They just started the game so flat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this playoff?
A lot of times that's, you know, they may be affected that they're in Indiana. Like, Indiana Pacers had that place rocking. Yeah. And the problem was, for me, Cleveland was rocking. Our fans were rocking here in Cleveland, and we blew a 20-point lead. We blew leads.
Yeah.
And we lost. I think that was the detriment for us is losing.
I felt like we should have saw more of those Cavs.
We were 0-2 here. We lost both times.
In Cleveland.
We lost the first one, and then the second one that was the one we completely blew.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a travesty. You can't lose 2 at home. And then you came out on fire, and then the fire dwindled away. So it's just, they dug themselves a hole, and hopefully it'll be a more memorable moment than the Cavs when LeBron was here. May not, because that was a championship. Being down, 3-0 in a championship and coming back. But make the season memorable. Go out with a bang.
Well, I didn't tell the viewers. So then, next thing you know, we get a call. We get invited to the game tonight. So Josh and I will be in attendance. Josh, you're going to be doing something special at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah. So this won't air until the end of the game.
Please.
Yeah. I'm going to be, pull the sword out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm pulling this on. I think I'm the first Browns player to do it.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
so usually they have, just like the Browns have their dog pound captains, they have alumni do it, or people of interest in Cleveland. So I'm the first Browns player to do it. So I'm gonna go out there, and hopefully the fans are.
You can't be the last sword pull of the season.
I know. Come on, please, now. I think I'm like, we ain't inviting Josh. We ain't inviting him back.
Why you about to curse? He said Josh A.
Did I? Oh,
like we ain't inviting Josh.
Brian got me. He gonna mute that right on out.
But I think if the fans are rocking, then I think I have done my job.
Okay.
Them having me do it, that's their, if the fans are, like we should be, like we know they are going to be in Cleveland.
Right,
then I feel like the fans are the, 6th person off the bench, and then they did their job.
Right.
And the left is up to the players, the 5 on the court.
Pull through. So if we win these last 2, then we good?
We got to win 3 in a row.
We got to win 3 in a row?
What is Maria? You can't count. It is 3-1.
They playing 7 games?
It's the best out of 7. You got to win 4.
Best out of 5.
No,
nope.
7.
You got to win 4.
Oh, 1st to 5. That's what y'all be saying.
1st to 4.
1st to 4. See, I told you she watched sports like she just watched it for the first game.
Shout out
first
to y'all
time.
down there. That's where I got my
Columbus Public Schools. Terrible.
Are we talking Browns at all?
Yeah, we talking Browns.
When we get back?
Got to, yes.
All right, don't y'all go anywhere.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com today.
Welcome back to The Return. Now, this segment right here is brought to you by our friends over at Pure AV. Now, Pure AV specializes in sales, service, and installation of a variety of smart home technologies. They do it all. They can help you get the perfect sports watching setup with their high-performance audio and video displays, which we need to watch the Cavs games. They even offer hidden audio and video options that allow you to keep a clean, elegant interior without sacrificing your favorite technology. Pure AV can set you up with invisible architectural speakers that are hidden in your walls and ceilings, as well as disappearing TVs that vanish behind art or mirrors. Visit pureavcorp.com today to see everything they offer for your home. When I tell you Pure AV's headquarters, they got everything I want in my home.
Yeah, I think about that often.
Yes.
I think about it like a kid in a candy store when I'm thinking about Pure AV.
Okay, you can do that.
I'm already thinking of the room they're going to redo for me. And I'm thinking of where the money gonna come from. I'm gonna do this autograph session. I'm gonna do this signing. I'm gonna do this.
You better do some freak off.
Ryan, I'm going to London with the freak off.
Yo.
Is this allowed?
No.
You going?
No,
can you pick?
absolutely
Can you
no,
select
no,
the people?
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
No, I shouldn't be joking about that. That's a serious matter.
Okay.
All right, let's talk Brown.
Serious? Okay.
All right,
Hold
what's
on.
going-
I'm going to London. We're going to London
That's awesome.
with the team.
Who are?
Yeah, me. I am. Are you going?
Isn't it bring your producer overseas?
Yeah, it is, because clearly I'm not invited. It's not even bring your wife overseas.
You can come.
Hey, I've been before. I ain't got to go again.
No,
so
I'm saying you can
check it off
come.
my bucket list.
We went last time.
And it
you
was
know,
cold.
Have
Have fun freezing, Ryan.
We went more
you better bring
so.
your North Face. It's gonna be cold.
Well, it's going to be. It's going to be in October. That's when they play. October, I think 4th, 5th. October 4th or 5th, something like
Always
that.
cold in London.
Well, it's the
Cold.
same. It's congruent to the weather in Ohio.
No,
Like,
no, it was cold.
Yeah, I mean, in summer is summer,
So you're going to London?
and in winter is winter.
Didn't y'all tell me the team was gonna go to Brazil or something last year? Y'all
It was
tricked
an
me.
opportunity.
It
for
was
them
like
to.
between them and the Packers.
Yeah,
and
it was
ended
said
up being the Packers.
Yeah, it was said we had the better chance. Because I think this was 2
Based
years
off of
ago.
what?
So we haven't been overseas. We haven't played an overseas game since 2017.
That
and
London game?
That was against the Vikings. And then the rumor is, it's not confirmed, but the rumor is this year will be the Vikings. We play in, it's Tottenham, however you pronounce
Yes.
the stadium.
Yes.
Oh, in
That's-
London.
Yeah, they announced it. Yep.
I would have went. I would have went with you, Josh, but they was going to Brazil. But I'm just you on your own in London.
Okay,
have fun.
I'll bring me a guest. Can you pick her out, please, for me? I thought we was going back to. I'm just joking, but I did want to hop into Ricky minicamp.
Okay.
Right? Does it matter if one player? Do you think, guys? Do you think it matters if one player does better than the other in rookie minicamp? And I'm talking about the quarterbacks, Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Do you think it matters, Ryan?
I mean, I think it matters to a point. One, confidence. If you're playing well and you can keep it throughout rookie minicamp, when you get to actual minicamp OTAs and all that, you can ride the momentum. But does it necessarily mean what we saw is going to have any indication on your week one starter or the depth chart, the way they're rostered? I don't think so. That will be more so minicamp when you get actually, they're thrown to the vets. Because right now they're just thrown to, obviously, the draft class, and then they bring in, I think it was something along 40-plus guys for tryouts, which is just an amazing job by Andrew Berry. It's a good start, but does it ultimately matter? Does it have any warranty on who's going to be the starter? I wouldn't say so.
And how do you decide, right, who had the better camp? Do you go off of, if this guy threw up, picks? A lot of people have talked. We heard from Zach Jackson. We heard from Nathan Segura. We heard from, all the pundits in local Cleveland area who actually went to see practices. Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, all these guys in the media who have, personally went there and watched and saw the different quarterbacks play and throw routes to receivers.
I went to watch.
You didn't went to watch.
I
You watched the
I was in
film.
Maria, and I was driving over the bridge, and I saw them having practices. I seen them. Because I went by the fence, but they had a fence blocked out.
So did you see?
Why they put the stuff over the fence you can't see now? So I had to go up on the bridge, and I seen them.
Yeah, Maria did call me while you interrupted
lying. I was telling
what
the
I'm
truth.
talking about. She called me and said, "Oh, they try to have stuff blocking so you can't see practice." I'm like, yeah,
right,
that makes
that
sense.
door right there. I'm like, I can't see that. I can't see the
Yeah,
practice.
so nobody will park up there and just think they can just sit
got
up
my
there.
binoculars on the way.
Yeah, that's Maria. We could just go to
I'll be like,
practice, but okay.
I'm just joking. But
Yeah. So anyway, how do you tell, right? Because a lot of times they go off of the tight spiral of the ball. For me, is confidence running the offense effectively, commanding the offense, making your proper throws, reads. To us, to fans, to media, it may look one guy is doing better than the other, but was that the proper throw? Did it come out correctly? Was it in the proper progression? So it's a lot of things behind the scenes that a lot of times you have no clue of. And the coach probably like, look, we didn't want the ball to go to him because such and such would happen. Because we got to understand, like Ryan, you just mentioned, they brought in all these guys to try out. They're not playing against guys that's going to be playing on day one for the most part. You know, the corners, we have our corners. None of those corners that Shedeur and Dylan was playing against, you know, God forbid something happens, will be playing for the Browns on day one.
Right.
Or in the NFL.
Different
Let's
speed.
just call it like it is. They won't be starters. Right? So, you know, it was more like a preseason. And I can tell you this for certain. They took Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur. He will be given leniency over Shedeur. He will have to mess up before Shedeur Sanders be able to, you know, just ball out and do everything right and get a chance to start over Dylan. Do you understand how that worked?
Who, me or Ryan?
Yeah, everybody.
I mean,
like, because they drafted him, Dylan will have to mess up. He will have to. They can't both have A's and then they just start Sanders. That it don't work like that. If they both have A's, you're starting Dylan. If it's an A and a B, you're starting Dylan. Literally, Dylan will have to have a C minus.
So you got to start Dylan just because
that's just how it works.
we drafted him earlier?
We spent more money on him.
Well,
He's more of an
we
investment.
spent more money on him, but we realized we may have picked wrong. We see the nation's behind Shedeur Sanders. We
The
see
nation.
They are behind
The
Shedeur.
nation didn't pick him at
But the
144.
thing is, things have changed. We see how much
The
money
nation
this
picked
man
him
brings
top-
in. We see his
top 10
how
quarterback.
legendary he really is. So you might get an A, he might get an A, but that A got some plus some dollar signs behind it. So
You speaking like
I
a
don't
true
care.
fan, right?
No, I'm not.
And it don't matter how loud
I
the
know this game.
how loud the fandom
NFL is
speaks.
a business.
Hold on, right?
You better play.
It don't
Shedeur.
matter. Hold on, let me have the floor now.
Because the
It
Saints
don't
are- the Saints are
again.
calling.
Let me have the floor
The
now.
Saints are calling.
All right, I'm gonna
They
let
want
her
Shedeur.
take it
go
over.
Ahead. Go ahead.
It don't matter how loud the fandom is. It is simply business. They brought in Dylan Gabriel. He's going to play.
I just
That's
said it was,
going to be
Ryan,
the
I just said
guy.
it was business, didn't I? I said the NFL is a business.
Yeah, after you threw out all that other fluff,
Dollar signs, baby.
it's like, hey, you gotta, you know. But after Dylan Gabriel proves that he can't, right? Then it's Shedeur. I don't think it's a moment where they say, because we knew he could throw. In his pro day, he proved that he could throw the ball.
But he proven he can't sell as many jerseys.
See, again, you take it to something beyond football. You keep
No,
mentioning
he did-
something
Ryan,
beyond football.
Ryan, chime yourself in on the three-way right here. Didn't he just say it's business?
Yeah,
That's a
but
different
I
type.
understand what he's saying.
he's a
I
butt.
understand what
What's
he's
the
saying.
butt, man? Ryan,
The
go ahead.
business of
Get back
football.
off the screen, right?
The business of football. You're talking about the business of marketing. That goes along with it, but it's not the end-all be-all. The end-all be-all is what you going to do on game day and what slot did I take you, right? So when we talk about even the receivers, I used to, a quick story, free agent receivers used to ball out like the kid from Kent State, the young man from Kent State, Ferrari. Let me look
He
at
was
his
like that?
name. He made the football team. Well, he got signed. He was a tryout from Kent State.
He got signed where?
Wide receiver. He got signed to the Browns.
The Browns? Let's
He was
go,
the one
baby.
that Shedeur Sanders was throwing touchdowns to.
So hold on,
I think
pause.
his number is like number 86 or
Paul,
something like
so
that.
with Kent State doing as horrible as they've been doing the last 2 seasons, someone still was over there scouting?
Yeah, so
That's what I'm talking
it's not
about,
it's not just that. It's a few more of their players got signed to different
go.
teams. One of the DNs got taken to the Vikings, and they got signed. So that means
Congrats to them.
they'll be brought in for training camp, and yeah, they could be
They got to
camp
ball
bodies.
out. You got to ball out, baby.
Yeah, and but that's the thing. They could ball out and still not make the team.
And still
Right.
not make the
I've
team.
seen receivers one-handed catch. I mean, do the impossible. Have a great. I mean, when I say great, I mean like, oh, look at him. Ball completely out. Never heard his name again after the camp was over. I mean, like, caught every ball thrown to him. Did monumental things. Never heard his name again. And that's just how it works.
Yeah.
You can do all the great things, the right things, and it's just
Are
not
some of
going to
them
happen.
just camp bodies too, though?
Yep. A lot of them are camp bodies, and we're just going to call it like it is.
Don't get my hopes up like that. Don't invite me to camp if you don't want me. If you don't want me, don't call me up.
If
'Cause I'm
Dylan
staying.
Gabriel beats out
You gonna
Shedeur
kick me out.
Sanders, I mean, no. If to say that other way around,
Okay.
if Shedeur Sanders beats out Dylan Gabriel, there's going to be a conversation, right? Not just here with the Browns, but across the league. You know, that how they got it wrong. If Shedeur Sanders is
they got it wrong.
the guy that fans believe him to be.
He is.
That I believe him to be,
He is.
which is a starter in the NFL.
He is.
Okay, give me the floor.
You have
if he's a star in the NFL, I guarantee you there's a conversation where everybody's going to see, I told you so. And it's not going to make fans who already knew he was capable of it look bad. It's going to make a lot of NFL execs. It's going to make a lot of, people who say, oh, he wasn't, he did bad in the meeting room. It's going to make all those guys look bad because this guy is shining and you thought he wouldn't.
I'm going to tell him ahead of time, y'all got it wrong. And y'all owe that man $35 to $40 million.
Who owe him?
Whoever had got it wrong.
That's everybody. Let's take a commercial break and let's come back at it.
I'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Josh was asking me before the break who got it wrong. The powers that be got it wrong when it comes to Shedeur and not picking him.
Yeah,
in the first round.
I think he's capable.
Top 3.
He's capable. But he has to also understand he's under a microscope. I have a problem, Ryan, that Shedeur can't be himself. It's as if he has to say everything right, and this is just the NFL, this is just the world of sports and entertainment the way it is now. If he don't say everything right, they're going to scold him. He did an interview with Nathan Segura, right? Mm-hmm. And we was going to play it, but I'm going to just tell you about it. And in that interview, he was just talking about how good the Browns fans are and, they waiting for a winner for many years, and I'm here.
Here I am. He said that.
And he was like, I'm here to change that. I'm here to change that, and that's why they got me. And for me,
what's wrong with that?
I feel like,
speaking facts,
have some confidence in yourself.
Pop your stuff,
if
Shedeur.
you're not going to have confidence in yourself, nobody will.
Nobody will.
But it's like people want people to be overly humble, like, oh man, by the grace of God.
Who want a QB to say, I'm gonna try to come here and do the best that I can.
I'm gonna just try to do my best, and if that's good enough.
Yeah, hopefully you guys like me.
I don't want to hear that, Ryan. Like, what I want to hear,
Maria,
Maria,
here for me.
What I want to hear is,
I got this, baby.
If they say, who are the best returners? Josh Cribbs. That's what I'm gonna say. I know Devin Hester went in the Hall of Fame. You gotta advocate for yourself.
Period.
And people supposed to know, okay, of course you're supposed to say yourself. But other than yourself. Okay, now I can name some people. But I think he gets in trouble because it's like people want him to just, it's like they want him to bend the knee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They
like
want him to kiss the ring.
Yeah, and it's like, why can't he have confidence in himself without, why can't he, they drafted him for a reason. Why can't we want both Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to do great?
So hold on.
Why if you say one person did good, you like, oh, Shedeur can do. Why had to be pitting them against each other? I don't get it.
When they asked Dylan, what did he say?
Okay, so Mary Kay did an interview, and she asked Dylan Gabriel, what do you think about Shedeur Sanders and you guys going back and forth? Like, what do you think you have to do to beat it? Somewhere along, and I'm paraphrasing. Mm-hmm. And she basically was asking him about the pressure of Shedeur Sanders playing well and everybody, eyes on him, eyes on you. His response was, your that question is dividing us as a team. And that's how he answered it. Your question is dividing us as a team, so I'm not going to answer that. I'm paraphrasing again, but he did say the words, that question divides us as a team. We're all trying to get better, yada, yada, yada. I get it. That's an acceptable answer. But for me, I am the type of person I will answer the question more so as I hope Shedeur Sanders play and exemplifies as the talent that he's been blessed with. He's a great, awesome guy, and he's here for a reason. I'm also here for a reason, and I did a lot of things in college. I was able to do this, and I'm here for to show my greatness and to show what I'm capable of. And I think we'll both do well in this NFL.
Period. That's how you answer the question.
It doesn't have to be.
It gotta be neutral.
A neutral, like, oh, you're
vanilla.
dividing us. Yeah. Control the interview. And he did. It's an acceptable answer. But dividing the team.
You ain't on the team yet, bro.
Exactly.
You agree with me.
None of them are.
You here, but you really
none
ain't
of them
here.
are.
None of y'all are.
So most of the rookies out there, they're not on the team.
Nope.
The draft picks are on the team in some form or fashion, whether it be practice squad, whether it be,
anybody can get
special teams. But that's not the team.
Right.
The team get there today on Monday, right? You know what I'm saying? The team just got there.
Yeah.
That's rookie minicamp. Most of those guys won't be there.
Right.
So I just wanted a more full-throated answer. That's all I'm saying.
That's why it's even more reason for you to pop your stuff. Now, one thing you didn't mention when you were talking about, what was you saying? About how do you know like who's going to start or,
Okay. Yeah.
I heard some audio of, I don't know if it was the QB coach or the offensive coordinator that was mic'd up. And he likes Shador.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
It
Did I
doesn't
let
matter.
you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
What were your thoughts?
I mean, it's just
He likes Shador.
when whoever is mic'd up, they get a little bit more vocal than they normally are.
Oh yeah.
They speak up to the, and not to say that was a bad thing, but they're showing their personality. And you see Shador joking around, and he did let him know,
I'm
like,
mic'd up.
hey, I'm mic'd up. And that's
But
one
he was
thing that
really
all guys.
assisting, helping, and I think he.
But he did let Shador know, hey, this ain't college. Like them guys come after you. Guys like Myles Garrett,
He was
see him
talking
with his
about-
shirt off.
yeah.
Guys like that is gonna be running after you, so you're gonna have to get on your horse a little bit. But
He helping him out.
in the same breath, though,
Uh-huh.
when we talk about Shador and he gets all this accolades, he's not showing me nothing new. I knew Shador could do that. I think
We've been
the
watching him.
problem for me is when we praise Shador or say, yeah, he's looking like, he's that guy. I think Dylan Gabriel receives backlash, meaning that because Shador is doing good, we should X out Dylan Gabriel. And even in the media, did we see that video where the one reporter is behind Dylan Gabriel as he's talking, and then he mouths, I'm taller than him. So look it up on
Dang.
social media, look it up on stream. It's all out there.
You can't bench more than
He
me.
didn't mean anything
You
by
can't throw
it.
like me.
A lot of the reporters were saying that. Was like, oh, you
yeah.
get your pudgy self out of the way. A lot of the, the comments was like, oh, he better, he better than you and yada, yada, yada. And they were crucifying him for that.
Because that was unnecessary.
I think he has to
looking
know.
for a moment, like
He has to know that even when the guy steps off the podium, hey, it's still recording, it's still live, it's going out there. It shouldn't been.
you
but
think he
me
didn't
and
know
you
that?
know that.
So you're saying a reporter?
We
said
didn't
this.
know that when we first came.
I always say
in
the
media.
mic is hot.
No, we know now. But we used to talk like in the background and be like, oh
Nope,
man, I still
not
got
me.
my mic on.
You ain't got nothing on camera, on mic, no hot mic on me because I always watch Wendy Williams and she will always teach us as her audience, the mic is always hot. That was you getting caught slipping.
I got the
Talking
tripod.
about grabbing women by the, what was you saying? Oh, that was you. That was the president. My bad. That was something else. I'm sorry.
That's
Anyway.
a good one. I like that. I like what you did there. Bravo.
The mic is always hot.
Yeah.
So, but you do say when a coach is not giving you pointers, they don't like you.
Right.
That coach,
if the coach is not coaching you, be wary of
Yeah.
that. If you make a mistake and nobody corrects you,
Yeah.
that they don't got no plans for you.
Yeah, but back to what that reporter did. Everybody's looking
He
for a
just
moment.
was saying I'm taller than him.
He knows.
Like how small
he knows
he
the
is.
camera's still going, and someone's camera
I
is
don't
still
think
recording.
he do that.
Everybody- and we talking about him now. Come on, nothing is a coincidence to me.
I don't see nothing malicious with that, Ryan. And
It's
also,
unnecessary.
what the problem is, we had a problem with small quarterbacks. Baker used to throw the ball, and it used to get batted down a lot because he was smaller. He was a smaller guy, so he had to work harder to
Around
throw
that.
in windows
Yeah.
or get outside. And that can be a problem because they're calling him like a feisty Baker. Like a faster Baker type character,
Hold
and
on,
I
wait a
think
minute.
that's
Hold
the
on.
mold
He's
that they
faster?
took him.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I think
now.
he's faster. He may be faster than
Okay.
Baker. He may be a little lighter. May even be a little smaller, but they're pegging him as a smaller, faster
Well, I gotta go
Baker
back
Mayfield.
over the bridge to see what he looking like, because I wasn't looking at him this particular practice when I had
Yeah.
my binoculars.
Yeah, we're gonna take one more commercial break.
Don't
I'm
go
gonna wrap
anywhere.
up Browns talk.
Be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Energy efficient products at an affordable price. Visit smartchoicewindows.com today.
Welcome back to the return. Now, Josh is still talking Browns minicamp.
Yeah, I think it's just minicamp. You know, we as a fandom, we're like our attention is on everything. I did see an interception that Dylan Gabriel threw, and guess who caught it though, right?
Who?
Swissinger.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me feel good, because we need him to be that guy, come the fall. We need him to be catching and picking guys, left and right, because he need to take the place of our friend to the show, JOK.
I like Swissinger. Is that a name I know?
Yeah, Carson Swissinger. He's he was the second pick that the Browns took in the draft
Got
at
it.
number one.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah, the second night.
I was screaming.
And
the second night.
Yeah, you wanted the Browns to take Shador Sanders, and they took a linebacker from UCLA.
Yeah, and I started screaming.
And but now it makes sense. JOK recently put out the letter, and the Browns announced that he will miss the 2025 upcoming season. He placed on the PUP, physically unable to perform list, because of his neck injury. And this might be him retiring. You know, he's going to give it another year to see how he feels, and go from there. But it's serious. It was a serious neck injury. These guys can, you know, football is a gladiator sport. You don't want a guy to ever have these injuries, and hopefully he makes a full recovery after this year and he's able to come back. But he's exemplified so much heart on the field.
Who you telling?
That's that guy, man. I feel sick that we lost him. You know, in the same vein of how we lost Nick Chubb. You know, that's in that same vein of sickness when you lose a guy so monumental to your defense, your organization, your program, the stand-up guy. I still want him to go to the games. I'm going to miss his outfits, his African attire, his history lesson every game day. You know, so I'm going to miss that. I hope David and JOK will pull up the slack a little bit on his African attire at the games and you know,
take over for his brother.
Take over for his brother.
Please reach out.
Yeah, I will.
Let him know you thinking about him.
Yeah, I will.
I hate to see that.
Because I know he's going through it, and I know it was a tough decision for him to make and to tell the staff that. But that's all the Browns I got right now. It's still early. It's summertime. You know, and it's not summertime. It's the spring. What spring? Is it summer yet?
I don't know. It was nice
summer?
outside yesterday.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's still Clevelanding out there.
Yeah,
you know, it was hot yesterday, and now it's raining.
Tomorrow.
Even though we're not talking Browns, I did want to ask you, what's up with why would someone wait till after the season, after, you know, draft and all that, to retire? I'm talking about Derek Carr, the Saints.
Well, it could have been a move, a financial move.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been him, you know, waiting for a bonus to kick in, or it could have just been him feeling like he could do it, and now he doesn't feel like that. His decision to retire is all to do with him and nothing to do with the organization. You know, he's not. You know, it's a personal thing. It's an individual. It's case by case.
But I just say I feel like you would know, like, you know, when you quitting somewhere, you know.
I think
not quitting, but
right when you retire.
Come back here. I knew this at the end of the season, not after draft, because now
he could have.
I don't know how I ended up on the Saints fan side of TikTok. Hey, I don't know how I ended up on the Saints fan side of TikTok. I didn't wave. Somebody waving at us. Sorry, and their fans are ticked off because they felt like that would have been an opportunity to grab Shador. I thought they should have. I thought they should have. Available QB.
I thought they should have took Shador anyway.
Yeah, they got Tyler Shuck. They got the old guy.
I don't think they want Shuck.
They took Shuck over Sanders.
It's just what
I'm going. I can't wait. Not for the Browns, because we took him. I don't care what round we took him. We got him. God dag on it. We got.
He was just sitting there like a rotisserie
chicken. I can't wait to the teams before us that had opportunities as well to take him, who needed a quarterback, to just suck. And then, you know, I'm like, y'all should have took Shador. Because I felt some type of way about that. I think he's a very capable quarterback, and hopefully he has an opportunity to do that. And I think these guys that we have on the roster are trade bait. You know, not just trade bait, but they have value in the NFL to whereas they could get traded in preseason.
But would it ever be a scenario where the Saints come calling the Browns? Like,
I think so. I think if Tyler Shuck is not who they thought he was, remember, they took Tyler Shuck. They didn't want Shador. So they see something in Shador in preseason, and then he's playing for us. I don't think we're not going to be interested in that market.
So would he get his $40 million?
No, that's
gone.
That's going to have to be a second contract.
Sailed.
Yeah, that's going to be a second contract after he showed the world
what he could do.
And then we talking not more $40 million. We're going to have to be, you know, starting quarterbacks in this league going to make north of 100.
100 mil.
North of 100, depending on the year.
Okay, so still in quarterback news, Jaden Daniels. QB with Washington Commanders.
Let me know.
His mother, remember we talked about her a few months ago. Yep. His mother stepped on or got on the Pivot podcast, and she explained that she does want her son to date. She don't know where this big misconception is coming from. She wants her son to date and to be happy.
Everybody told her.
And he does go on dates. However, and I do agree with her on this, she explains that she worked really hard. They worked really hard to get him to where he is today. And she ain't gonna let no $2 hussy come in and jack it all up.
So there you go. You see the problem.
She ain't saying it like that, but that's why.
Okay. Well, I think if you turn on any podcast or any show, she is in the front of every story like she is now. That, you could be there. Thank you, Mom. But it's a time and a place where this man is out in public. Go ahead and I'm gonna let you sit up there and do your thing and get the limelight. My seat's up there.
But now
chill.
I'm looking at it like that might be his mom might be his homegirl. Like you always and I get weirded out about my kids call me about I didn't have the relationship with my mother that my kids had with me. So when my daughter calls talking about relationship stuff, I'm like, talk to your dad. And you think it's so Maria, no, she's trying to talk to you.
I think it's so wrong, Ryan.
This new generation, they
that
love
Maria does that to me.
Yeah, she pawns it off to you.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, I don't want.
Because you tell
I
me,
be like clutching my pearls.
I'm gonna be trying to fight your lover. And
Maria is too. She's very emotional when it comes to her babies, right?
Strong as a rock. I ain't
and when she pawns them on me, like, yeah, Mom ain't pick up on the phone, so I gotta talk to. I'm like, your guy did what now? And I be trying to. I try to counsel her to know. If you gonna still stay with somebody, it's some things you don't tell your parents because I can't never look at them differently.
That's true.
I just keep that to yourself. If you plan on still being and working out, keep it to yourself because I can't.
Don't tell me nothing.
Y'all gonna get serious and I'm gonna be like, did you get all that out your system?
So what I'm saying is,
you still because God forbid it's some domestic violence. I'm like, I'm at the door, like, I'm just checking up on y'all, seeing how everything going. Hey, put these boxing gloves on for a minute. We're gonna go outside and play around. Come on outside.
I think he's just super cool with his mom. His mom's still young. She's still cute. He going to Miami. She want to go to Miami too. But I do agree with her when she's saying he worked really hard to be where he's at. Not that he's not capable of making his own decisions. He just comes to me for guidance. And there's nothing wrong with a mother guiding her son. Especially when he worked for the millions that Jaden Daniels is. So look, we got more show to go. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Infinity. Luxury experiences for those who dare to be different. Visit infinityofbeechwood.com today.
Welcome back to The Return. Now, I did a video the other day on my social media that went viral. I didn't know it was going to go viral, but it's a hot topic. It's a hot topic in our house. And so I feel like it's only right that our viewers get to understand what this
I'm scared now, Ryan. I'm like, what hot topic?
Well,
what is
Ryan,
hot in our house?
Video, let them see. Where were you taught to clip your fingernails and your toenails? When I grew up, I was taught to clip them over the toilet. So if anything falls or they just drop right into the toilet. Because I'm learning that everybody wasn't raised the same. And I just want to know, where do you clip your toenails and your fingernails? Because if I catch one more toenail around my home where it should not be, it's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. That's nasty. So I want to know, do y'all clip them in the bedroom? Do y'all clip them with a newspaper underneath? Do you clip them outside? Where were you taught to clip your toenails? Simple question, right? I didn't know it was going to go super viral.
I'm listening. I didn't see. Was I next to you in the car?
Yeah, you was driving. And I said it's going to be
that's
a lot
how
of slow singing.
Totally
you know what slow, Ryan, you know what slow singing and flower bringing mean?
What is
funeral.
it?
When someone says it's going to be a lot of slow singing
and flower bringing.
And flower bringing. You know what that signifies?
No.
A funeral.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because if I catch one more toenail somewhere where it should not
that's
be.
How I totally be uninterested in what she be saying. I was in the car next to her. I ain't had no clue what she was saying.
It went
tune
super
out
viral.
Because I be in my own peaceful
selective
world.
listening.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm
Almost
like a referee.
Views on TikTok and everybody chiming in.
I'm like a referee in my house.
Ryan, just curious, where do you clip your toenails?
I clip them over the toilet.
For the most part, I do that too.
No, he does not. I found a
if
toenail
I'm downstairs watching some good TV.
Why was there a toenail in the car, Ryan? So then I just want to.
It ain't my toenails. You got a son. You got a son that walk around barefoot sometimes. When he get in the car and he take his shoes off, I don't be in the car like that.
Look at all this. He don't even have his words
I'm
right.
not in the car like that to just flip my toenails off.
We all know what your crusty, dusty
and
toenails
I'm usually
look like.
the
They're
driver.
rigid.
So where was this toenail at in the car that you found?
In the Sprinter. And then the one we found the other day underneath the TV in the living room. Ryan, play the second video, please.
It's
you
another
see a
one?
video of a woman talking about how she can't stand when her man leaves his toenail and fingernail clippings all around the house, right? Not only did you see the video, you watched the video to its entirety. You noticed, wait a minute, my woman liked the video. And not only did she like the video, she down in the comments saying, yeah, I can't stand that either. Hold on. So knowing what you know, you still decide the next day to leave your toenail and fingernail clippings all around the house? Hold on, be right back. Why? Why did you do that? It's giving you don't care. It's giving you trying to cause friction in the household. It's giving you watched the whole message and did not think it pertained to you, Jot. I mean, it did not pertain to you. Why do you not want to live in peace and harmony? Why do you want to be so rebellious? Why can't you just clip your toenails somewhere and then clean them up afterwards? Why? Okay, so anyway, I was saying all that to say, why are you doing that? Huh? I know you're not doing that on purpose. Stop it. I'm just waiting on the answer. There's nothing to be said at this point.
I'm convinced you put this on the show just so I can listen to it. Because I definitely still have my I'm like a referee. You know, when the referee make a bad call and the coach yelling at him and screaming at him, they don't lose their temper. They just keep on reffing the game. And when I'm watching TV or doing what I'm doing and Maria's talking and saying, your toenails in, I'm just keep on watching the game. I'm keep on watching TV. I keep on minding my business because I done heard it all before.
You can keep on watching the game and you can keep on minding your business, but why can't your toenails and fingernails end up in some type of receptacle or outside?
Okay, I'll try harder.
The next day after I post that video, which I know he saw because he commented in the video, there were two dusty, crusty fingernails on our countertop in our bathroom. Now he's bringing up our son Easy.
I did that on purpose because she was getting a little too animated with it. She was getting a little too like I'm her child with it. So I had to bring her back down.
Like you don't know how to put your toenails away.
I had to draw her in a little bit.
Ryan, isn't that disgusting, Ryan? Isn't that disgusting seeing toenails
Papa Bear
randomly around the house?
I wouldn't be the biggest fan of it.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay, so look, Lil Wayne.
But it's all how you talk to somebody, you know? It's all how you, that's, you know, you can't yell at me and think I'm going to hop to it.
Her approach could have been different.
Oh my gosh, what? When she reaches a certain octave, that's when I tune out. When it's a certain, when you come to me like this, like, hey babe, I'm all ears.
You've been coming to them calmly for months. It's not until you nut up that they want to change the behavior.
I didn't change
anything.
anything.
He's still doing the same thing.
Exactly. So it ain't working. So you got to change it.
I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change men. That's what I'm gonna have to change.
You're gonna have to change households.
Okay, so look, speaking of changing,
your
Lil
residents
Wayne,
need to change first.
Lil Wayne's girlfriend. Y'all see that video? Lil Wayne's girlfriend, well now ex-girlfriend, she's going viral because she put a video out saying that he kicked her and her daughter out on Mother's Day.
I saw that.
You see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
But then in the video, which I'm like, you can get kicked out any day of the week. If we beefing, I don't care what day of the week it is, you getting out.
Right.
But she started alleging physical abuse.
Yeah.
And she needs an attorney. So everybody's calling cap on her because it's like, why now that you're being put out, all of a sudden you need an attorney for compensation for your physical abuse that you spoke nothing of this entire time y'all been dating?
And why wasn't that first? Why wasn't it about the physical abuse, not about you getting kicked out on Mother's Day?
You're probably wondering, Maria.
Physical abuse takes precedent.
Maria, why you bring this story?
No man should be abusing a woman.
Because these are the type of women that Jaden Daniels' mother is trying to keep her son from.
Full circle.
Yes.
Okay.
Aha, right?
Aha.
Commercial. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return. Now, Josh.
Real quick, and I don't want to get into it because it's the trial of Diddy is going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I did want to touch base on just a little bit of it, Ryan. So a lot of stuff is coming out about Cassie as well, right? And I'm thinking about how her husband, because she's married now, how her husband must feel about these things coming out about her, allegedly, and did he know it? And I'm trying to feel like, dang, if I was in her husband's shoes and finding out allegedly that, you know, somebody, you know, urinated on her
at her request.
At her request. So I'm thinking if I met Maria and we married now, and I am in this court case supporting her about her ex and finding out she is allegedly she wanted this to happen.
The receiver of golden showers. Just say it, Josh.
How would that make me feel?
Yeah, that's a solid question. I personally not my niche.
Right.
Me neither.
I would certainly look at my significant other different.
Mm-hmm.
How would they have to tell you that?
But what if they never ask you to?
Right, but what if you didn't know?
Now you feel insulted. Like why you don't want to go in the shower for me?
Not just again a different level of weirdness. I guess to each his own. But what if he did? She did tell her. How would you have to tell somebody that? Yeah. Like Maria, if you told me something like that, it would have to be on the altar. I would have to be in church, and you would have to be like, now that we're in front of the Lord and. I just want to tell you, I would be like, no, the devil is a liar. In church, I would have been like, Pastor, Pastor, take these rings.
And I be hearing people say, well, everybody has a pass. No, everybody don't have that type of pass. And also people try to justify it like with this whole Diddy situation going on. Everybody has their kinks. No, everybody don't have no type of kinks. Like I don't have them type some of the stuff that they are.
Now, Maria, you have some kinks.
No, I ain't got them kind of kinks.
You don't remember the chain from the... Okay, my bad. Too much. Just pretend I didn't say that.
I think you think it's kinky to leave toenails around the house.
It ain't kinky.
Does that get you? Like, does that tickle you a little bit?
Maybe I like a woman who talks to me a certain way. Ooh.
Josh.
Ooh. Maybe.
I was gonna try to talk about the
Nobody want to hear about
things that are going on at that lawsuit or that.
How much time we got? 2 seconds?
About
like 20 seconds. You gotta go?
Yeah.
2 seconds? We
Why
gotta
are you
go.
so
Love y'all. I only
oblivious?
said 30